Welcome to DFH Locker Room Special Edition with a pillow. No! I was going to keep it up there the entire time.
Your topper has been destroyed.
The entire podcast. Anyway, we're here in the hotel room doing a late DFH Locker Room. We're ready to talk some serious business, James.
Yeah, I'm taking you really seriously right now.
It's serious enough.
Yes. So anyway, we're gonna first, I think, get started off just recapping Group 1. Sound good? So,
first off, before even going into the matches, Mr. Axel Toss fucking killed it, man.
yes.
Good on him. Did great in the hosting spot. He was a natural, and we had a good time on the desk with him. So
Yep, and we got to play Rocket League with him. He's not bad at Rocket League, which is
James
a
got
plus,
carried,
right?
bit,
You know, I mean,
today.
I always carry, right?
To be fair, he played Leaf and Wave Punk.
Yeah, so it was a free win.
I mean, they're
essentially.
play-by-play casters.
Yeah, so well.
No, but anyway, we'll continue on.
Yeah, so anyway, Group 1 was pretty nuts for NA.
Yes, and it was insane.
Yes, NA, very close. Like we said at the desk, 10 or like 6 teams just one game away from each other.
And that was mostly because, 10 of the games ended in 3-2. There was only 6 4-1s the entire time, and all of those were losses by Selfless, who had 4 of those, and 2 of those by Mocket, the 2 teams in the bottom of the barrel. Mocket did get the 4-1 over Selfless as well to bounce back a little bit, so that's why they're still alive, but Selfless basically done after this first weekend.
Yeah, there's really no hope for them to get anything other than 8th, really, unless... Yeah,
I mean, they might pull out a 7th if they get lucky, like if Mocket continues to collapse, but 6 teams, 1 game apart. Kings of Urban and Genesis tied for first at 12-6, or 12-8, I'm sorry. Yeah, 12-8, I can't read.
Yeah, 12-8.
And then Retrospect, Exodus, Cosmic, and James is playing with all these things.
Sorry.
So I can't read. It was Genesis, Retrospect, Cosmic, and Lucky Bounce, the new team in there, all at 11-9.
Yeah, Lucky Bounce has really been impressive coming out of nowhere to and they could be in such a different spot had they made it into that first qualifier, just like Supersonic Avengers. Like, they do have a legitimate shot at making at least the online final.
Surprised about, though, was Retrospect over Lucky Bounce. I thought Lucky Bounce might actually do okay, because like they seemed like they were on the uptick. Retro seemed like they were on the downtick, like after they made the new team, and they didn't look great early on. And they've just been going crazy. They had like the toughest teams to play last weekend. Let's see if I can bring them up real quick. They faced Kings of Urban. They 3-2 Kings of Urban. They faced Selfless, which was a 4-1, which everyone did. They played Cosmic, only lost 3-2. And they played Exodus. I think we've heard of them too. So the top 3 teams.
And 3-2.
Yeah, like they got 3-2 again. But
and those are hard points to get,
yeah.
Right? Really hard points.
So only one game under 500 against the top 3 teams. And then they still got that 4-1 against Selfless, which is huge. Because no one is 4-1 in anyone except against Selfless. Right?
And then Genesis at the top there, but they're going to have such a hard week this week.
Yeah,
they have to go against Exodus, Kings of Urban, and Retrospect. So that Retrospect game is going to be huge for them. And I don't...
Same with Exodus, too. Because all 3 of those teams are fighting for that last spot.
So that one, if that ends up in a 4-1 or a 5-0... that could pretty much just kill the dreams of that team that loses. So
yeah, basically Genesis knocked Mocket out last week with that big 4-1 over Mocket. That really hurt Mocket's chances. They're trying to climb back in, but Genesis has to keep up those 4-1s. That's how you win groups, guys, is if you get 4. 3-2s are not going to win you groups at all. You need to get those 4-1s or the big 5-0s, which we haven't seen at all in North America yet.
Yeah, which is surprising because, I mean, Lucky Bounce really has been doing well. They lost to Cosmic and Exodus, but they still picked up 2 points. But Cosmic, like, they just 3-2'd everybody. Literally, they 3-2'd everybody.
And they finally lost.
And then, lost 2-3 to Exodus.
But they haven't played Selfless yet. And I think they haven't played Mocket yet as well. So they have a pretty easy schedule coming into this next week.
Yeah, except for Kings of Urban.
Exactly. That's going to be a big game. And plus, like, last time they played, they were both so far, like, ahead of everyone. So their game really didn't matter much besides for first and second. Which, like, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because as long as they don't play each other, they're probably happy. Now, if one of those teams gets a big 5-0 win or 4-1, that could knock the other one out of playoffs.
Yes, the Kings and Cosmic, they could be pooping in each other's cereal.
Which none of us thought coming into groups. either of those teams would be on the borderline to make playoffs, which is very possible.
Well, in Cosmic, they started out so strong. Like, I was actually casting that Lucky Bounce game, and I was like, they might be the greatest team in the world. And then they just lost the next two games. It was
such a weird series. But then again, they played Genesis off air, and we were talking about those results. Here's the results from those games. 3-1 to Genesis, 5-0 to Cosmic, 4-3 to Genesis, 7-0 to Cosmic, 5-2 to Cosmic. So it's like when they win big.
Yeah, and it doesn't make sense how they can just be so good one game, and then it's I just don't get it.
It's so weird.
And that's exactly the same thing that happened in the Lucky Bounce game. Yep. Like, they absolutely crushed Lucky Bounce and then gave up points.
Yeah, Cosmic scored 21 goals against Genesis, and Genesis scored 9. And yet, Cosmic only got 3-2. Mm-hmm. Like, you need to put away those close games, or, like in Cosmic's case, they probably don't even need those close games. They just got to keep playing their game. But their defense has been terrible, which I'll talk about tomorrow. They're in last place for shots against compared to goals against. They have, like, the least shots against, but, like, almost the most goals against.
Wow.
Their save percentage is awful because they just don't have a goalie.
Yeah.
And they just let in free goals. Like, that Lucky Bounce series, that was definitely their series to win. And they just kept giving Lucky Bounce goal after goal with just weird, like, positional plays that didn't make any sense.
Yeah. And normally when we saw them doing well, Gambit was holding down the fort in the back.
Which, lately, it seems like they're all trying to rotate. Like, I feel like a lot of this has to do with Crow. He does, like, mini rotations on the offensive side that confuses their third man, and he's got to just start falling back, like, after passes and not trying to be there for that extra rebound. Let the third guy come up. Like, let that trust, which is why he built this team, two solid players. Like, when he had me, understandable. Rotate up a lot because I'm going to miss some shots.
Yeah,
but now you have Lachino and Gambit. They're not going to miss like I would miss, so he can rotate back more freely, and I think he has to do that more to give more freedom. He actually has like one of the most assists in the RLCS right now, and Gambit and Lachino are doing great scoring. They just can't do anything on the defensive side right now.
Yep, but basically the story of NA is that the top 6 teams are all one game away from each other. So going into tomorrow, we could see some crazy shakeups where like Kings and Cosmic potentially don't make the online final. They'll still probably make land.
Yes. So I'm going to talk about that too. Mm-hmm. The land, basically Cosmic will clinch no matter what with a 5th. They basically clinch with a 6th. Like they would need every game to fall into place. But for like argument's sake, like if they come in 5th, they clinch. Kings come in 4th, they clinch. If Exodus comes in 3rd, they clinch. If Genesis comes in 2nd, they clinch. Mach and NA cannot clinch at this point. Retro can clinch with a 1st, which like they're playing good right now, so that could happen. But like all these teams are still alive. Like, and I wouldn't count out Mach-It just yet. They did have a bad series, but they're 3 games out of that 2nd place. So if they can jump into a top 4, which is just 1-4-1 series away probably from one of these teams, then they can make the top 4 again, and then they can fight for playoffs land spot. But they have to place really well because they came in 6th in the first round.
Yeah. What happened to we used to talk about how EU was so close to one another, and now NA has suddenly just had all these teams so close. It's
weird because it's a different story. Like I feel like in Europe, like we talk about, everyone's just so good over there, and that's why we saw 4 new teams into the qualifiers. So I think Europe is still closer, but since the qualifiers are so random, that 4 teams 3 of those teams that probably shouldn't have made groups had good days that day, and then they fell back to their normal level, and that's why they dropped like a rock when it went to groups.
Before we then move on to Europe, any closing remarks on North America?
We'll talk about predictions later, but all 6 of these teams, well, besides Lucky Bounce, who basically have no shot at making land, they have to
win everything.
They have to win everything and still have help, so it's going to be tough for them, but like this is the biggest day in all these players' lives, just to see how they react to these games is going to be pretty interesting. Espion was saying, I'm super nervous every time I think about Saturday, so it's going to be crazy.
Espion, take my energy. But, moving on then into Europe.
Yeah.
Europe has been quite the opposite.
Europe is boring as fuck. Like, holy shit. So, when I said before, where there was only 6 4-1s, in North America.
And no 5-0s.
No 5-0s.
0 5-0s.
There were 6 4-1s in Europe, 6 5-0s in Europe. And there's only 4 other games left that were 3-2s. That's how insane it's been. Just blowout after blowout after blowout. Like, the games have been close, but teams are just not picking up those wins.
Well, really, just watching the series, like Flipside and Weedham Girls, like those teams seem head and shoulders above anybody in North America.
They looked really good.
Like North America has right now, it looks like zero chance.
Oh, for sure. Like guys. Right now, Weedham Girls and Flipside are doing really well on the passing side, and when they get into passing, like they're already great solo players, and once they get their passing down, it's so hard to stop. Especially like Flipside. Like I love when they have free space, they always make a pass work. And Weedham Girls, like instead with their free space, they usually go for the backward plays, which is still like really good as well. It's just like two different styles, but both teams are looking really good.
Yeah, and they're both sitting at 17-3. Right
Basically,
now, so.
Those two have clinched. Like Flipside has technically clinched the LAN already. Weedham Girls technically has not, but basically they have. So Weedham Girls and Flipside are going to the LAN. No matter what, you'll see them there. Mocket, like Esports EU as well, with the 15-5, they're basically guaranteed a LAN as well. They might slip out, but it would be really hard for them to slip out. So those three teams are already locked up, which leaves that one spot.
Yeah, that one spot, which is basically between Supersonic Avengers and the Flying Dutchman. The four teams that were new. So Flipside, Weedham Girls, Mocket, and the Flying Dutchman all were in the previous group stage. But there's four new teams who were not, who are coming in with 0 points, and that's Supersonic Avengers with that whole Doomsy fiasco, who did not subbing in. But then there's Comrade Gaming, Aeriality, and Shoot and Goal. And just like you were talking about before we came into this segment, Shoot and Goal, Aeriality, and Comrade are just getting beaten up really, really bad.
They have 10 wins total. 5 of those came because Comrade and Aeriality, they played each other.
The combined wins of the bottom 3 teams are the same amount of wins as the 5th place team.
Yeah.
So the 5th place team has the same amount of wins as 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Yeah, they're not looking good. They're basically bottom barrel. They have no chance.
Which is the best thing in the world if you're the Flying Dutchman.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Like going into these groups, we were like, oh, crap, Flying Dutchmen are making the LAN because there's 3 new teams. Unless they surprise us, then Supersonic Avengers has to win the whole entire thing. So Flying Dutchmen are sitting pretty right now at 5th.
So there's the possibility that the Flying Dutchman could miss out on both of the online finals, like you were saying. They could miss both the online finals and still make it to LAN, which is crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like, no pressure, right? Just they didn't even have to deal with it. But Supersonic Avengers right now, the storyline of Europe right now is, one, we're going to get another taste of the Flipside Weedham Girls, right? We'll get to see that rivalry play out moving into the LAN. But really, for the online final and the group stages, it's can Supersonic Avengers beat the Flying Dutchman out and make top 4, and then will there be some kind of crazy surprise and Supersonic Avengers win it all? Based on how we saw Supersonic Avengers play, like it doesn't seem like they can take Flipside or Weedham Girls.
Yeah, they were rough, especially in that Weedham Girls series for the first 3 games. They did battle back the last 2, so there is some promise there. And Doomsday was saying they felt like they were playing like shit, but that could have been just because you're playing the 2 best in Europe, and they're going to make you look like shit because they're so good. They played decently against Flipside at times. Still, though, in a 7-game series, it's going to be very hard to beat both of them, which they'll probably have to do to make the LAN. Which, good luck.
It's going to be hard because really, like Weedham Girls and Flipside, Weedham Girls was so sick off the backboard, and their defense is so it's almost like impenetrable.
They're so fast in the ball in the air. They all can do that double jump boost thing like perfectly every single time. They always get there first. Like same with Flipside, they're really fast in ball, or they're making passing plays.
But Flipside, there was like there was one play where it was like Mike was on the wall right next to the goal and hit it out to Cooks right in who was in front of the net. Like the team plays that were coming out of Flipside were like mind-bogglingly.
They're insanely good at passing back to that third man, like in the slot, as Leaf would say, like hockey terms.
In the slot.
Yeah, so in the slot for that shot, and like Cooks here doesn't miss those, Mike doesn't miss those, Marky doesn't miss those. So when they get those passes, they are so dangerous. Mm-hmm. They're probably the best location shooters, I would say, in the game. Mm-hmm. Like at least Mike and Mark are. Cooks here is just really good in the air, but they're looking scary.
Yeah, but really like the most important one that I'm hoping we get to see is Supersonic Avengers versus the Flying Dutchman. Yes. Because I feel like that series will be Supersonic Avengers trying to take Destiny into their own hands. They have to take down the Flying Dutchman because like every win
that's
right
their
there
last
is
game,
so critical.
Yeah, it's the last game for them and the Flying Dutchman. And if Supersonic Avengers like needs a 3-2 and they get it, or 4-1, that might be a good like morale boost going into the last weekend. Being like, hey, we still have a chance just it's a small chance. But if they just go into it like, let's just have fun, let's see if like magic can happen. It's possible because like they have beat Weedham Girls before. They haven't beat Flipside before.
Yeah, they haven't beat Flipside's full roster.
But it could happen. They are talented enough at times. They didn't look like on their A game last week, but again, they're playing the top 2 teams.
We could also lock Mike, Markey, and Cooks in a closet if they do make it or something, and just prevent them from playing and get a default win.
We should just buy them lots of alcohol. Just send it to their house for Mike and Markey. Then it's like a 1-on-3. Well, like
we could have Johnny Boy go and like get them, bring them out to the pub. And just
they would probably still beat 2 or something. They played really good drunk. Like we played pretty bad drunk, but Mike and Markey, they
have so much practice.
Yeah, they're just by their Europe's just OP, just in general with everything. Like Get Merked is not on the same level as Flipside, even though some people might say we are, but we're not.
We did beat Kings of Urban.
We did, but which could be our #1 team out of North America. So just saying, but. Yeah, it's basically Europe's a little bit boring. I'm not gonna lie. Like on Sunday,
it's because it's just almost pretty much decided.
Like everyone's clinched. And even like the playoff spots are clinched. Like the top 3 are basically set. So like at least for this tournament, like it's still for $5,000, which is a lot of money for any tournament that we've had in Rocket League. So there's still seeding to take place because no one wants to play like that 3rd best team, like whoever shows up next. Because it could be Super Sound Avengers, it could be Mocket. Like you want that 1 seed because you want to make that online final, but. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit more boring compared to North America. Because North America, every single game is going to matter so much. While on the EU side, it's going to be a lot of like good matchups that don't matter as much. But we're still going to see a lot of talented play.
And really, like players too. This is the biggest stage, right? You will be able to, if you want to pick up a sponsorship, like getting to the online final is huge. Even if you end up not making it or whatever, or even having a really good series against a good team, like on air. That is huge. So you can go and take it to an organization and be like, hey, I'm a top team in the world. Look at this production that was made. Our team was featured. So there's a lot to play for, even if you're not going to make land.
Yeah.
So teams
and especially these bottom teams, like to get like a surprise win really helps them like put their name out there and stuff like that. But one thing for sponsorships, it's also really good when you have the correct name going into an RLCS match. And I just want to bring this up quickly with Flipside because like a lot of people are defending Flipside. Oh, they're so cheeky. It's like, guys, this is the most professional we have in our sport, and it's hard for newcomers because like there's a lot of newcomers that watch the RLCS, and if the casters don't know who the players are, the viewers definitely are not. It's
the problem. Like I knew who the players. were,
yeah, for
like,
sure. But it's just hard to read.
Yeah, and the problem is that like when players do that. What are we supposed to do as casters? If we say Mike just got the goal and your name is Spicy Hot Taco, they're going to be like, who the F is Mike?
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. Like normal viewers.
So, like, normal viewers or people who are brand new are not going, like, there is going to be a population of people watching who do not know who's who with those crazy names. And it's just a really bad viewer experience.
Exactly.
Like,
we want the best.
Yeah, we want the best viewing experience, and we want to continue to build up. Like, we want people to see, oh, Mike rules with the 1 and the 3. Like, that guy is a god, you know? And, like, you're, like, just have your name. And like, it's building your own brand.
Like, one thing that was awesome is we got rid of spectator lag for Europe, so the games look great. Of course, then they had a couple new bugs.
Yeah, there was nobody saying, where's the EU casters, man? Like, so laggy.
Now there's nameplate bugs, which is understandable because it seems like when they join too quick or something, like, nameplates get screwed up for the first goal, which I assume Sonics will fix shortly. It's just, like, it's a new feature they're adding in, so we're trying to work around it as best we can, but, like, it's a bug, and we're going to call it out. It's like, hey, it happens. Bugs happen, but at least 0 lag, so the games look really good, which is really nice. But, yeah, just, like, try and be somewhat professional for the RLCS so that viewers can enjoy the experience so much more.
That's what we need. We need to just have it. You be yourself, have your name, so we can call the game, and the viewers can understand what's going on. Because, like, at one time, Not did something where every single one of them had a question mark for their name, and that's it.
Yeah,
and that pissed me off.
That was for, like, Rocket Royale?
Yeah, it was Rocket Royale. So it's like that. Just it doesn't have a place. Like it just isn't.
That also happened. I think it was some other like ESL thing or something where they added like a bunch of stuff to the starting name. Like I think it was
me.
James
I
was so pissed during that match because I'm like I can't see anything because all I see is like a 25 character name over all their heads. I'm like, I can't see where the ball is because his name tags are.
That was actually really good. That was the best money I ever spent advertising.
I know. Well, yeah, I bet. But it was super frustrating. I'm like, we really need to like limit characters to a certain amount, which would help just the entire game. But we'll get there. But just try and work with us, teams. Like, I know Flipside's a little crazy, and we love you for it. But when it's RLCS stage, we just try and be a little bit more normal.
Yeah, just have your names because it
helps a lot.
Helps everything out. But anyway, that's EU. Pretty much everybody clinched. Supersonic Avengers, can they make it?
Yeah, one thing I want to mention is Flying Dutchman actually had a really good series against Weedham Girls. They only lost 3-2. Problem is, then they played shoot and goal.
And then
won 3-2. So it like completely negated that 3-2 from Weedham Girls. They played them pretty well. So Flying Dutchman, like if they make playoffs, they have a chance too to get some more points, even if they don't need it.
Out of all the teams in the whole competition who are like one of the most unlikely stories, the Flying Dutchman is one of them, right?
Yeah,
Vogan didn't even have a team like just days before RLCS, and he picked up Jesse and Dogu, and they just went ham. And like I know for a fact, Vogan and his guys, like Vogan, Jesse, Dogu, they spend time analyzing replays and watching their replays, and they actually have a set of rules and guidelines that they follow in game to try to minimize mistakes. So they try really
That's
hard.
The difference right now. Because there's a lot of teams that are like, we're just good and we'll play. But like, say, like flip side, like that's how they usually are. But they do practice like face-offs, like I always saw with their fake face-offs that Marky loves to do. But like little things like that, when teams start getting more dedicated, like Retrospect, they were scrimming a lot last week before groups, and it really showed. Same with Garrett. He played like 250 matches that week, and then he went off. So it's like, if you put in the work, you can definitely beat some of these top teams. And I don't think a lot of people like notice that yet. Like they're just thinking, oh, they're better than us. But like this is for a lot of money, and to like get flown out here to meet me and James, obviously, which is the most important thing.
I'm already working on my autographs,
Exactly.
I've been signing things. Been signing, Carpet's ass cheek. And...
I was going to say, it's my ass cheek, but that works too. But, yeah, so, like, people are, like, this is a big opportunity. Like, Super Sonic Avengers, they're like, if we make the land, we're happy with that because it's just an awesome experience. But there'll be more opportunities later on, like, after the season. But, like, just get that work in, like, if you want to be one of those top 4 teams.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. And that brings us to the next segment. Gibbs, I know that you had actually spent some time with Rocket League Trainer. I have not, ever.
Finally.
But, what is it?
So, I never go into free play at all. I never train. It shows in my play. But that's fine. But I play a different style of just, like, I kind of suck and it works. Whatever. It's fine. But basically, Rocket League Trainer, you can get certain type of shots in free play. And they will just... you can turn on which ones you want. Like, you'd be like, I just want to work on defense, and it'll turn on all these shots. People, like, in the community are making these shots, like, over Zero, like O'Neill Clan, stuff like that. So you turn them on, and basically when you go into free play, when you open Rocket League Trainer, you just hit the reset ball button, like, and it just starts going through the shots, shot after shot after shot. So you do a shot, then hit reset, and it'll do a new shot. Like, if you have, like, a 10 and 8.
Yeah. And that's where a ton of people have been practicing their off the wall air dribbles.
Yeah, or deflections.
And I never all I do is the aerial all-star training and freestyle. That's the only thing I do. And I watch Carpet do it too. Like he's got Trainer. I would love to get that set up, but it's like I just want all the shots that are good and don't want to spend the time looking.
Exactly. So that's the thing I haven't done yet is actually look for the good playlist yet. Like I just downloaded the one that had all of them and threw it on real quick for a video. That's all I got to test it so far, but it looks really promising, and that'll really help for my deflection game because I'm usually never up there anyway for deflection, so that'll really help. But it's a huge resource for PC players, so go check it out. Like if you Google Rocket League Trainer, you'll probably find a.
It's one of another reason why PC is the master.
Because mods basically, and that's a mod that Psyonix has said perfectly fine. It works free. It doesn't screw anything up. It's really easy to install. And a shout out to Rain on Steam. He's done amazing work with that. He keeps updating it right after a patch because it breaks every patch. And
I need to do that. Cool. I've been putting it off big time, but it does seem to really help people with their air dribbles and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm probably going to download it when I get back. And don't get me wrong, when I say PC Master Race, I also play on Xbox, and I can personally attest the game is just smoother on PC.
Yeah.
It is a smoother experience.
By far, over Xbox too. PS4 is a little bit better, but it's still janky.
So
especially on storms.
And what we see a lot of times, and you can still like train to be pro level on any of them.
There is one pro that's on PH4.
Yeah, it's Killer.
Yeah.
Or Killer no.
Killer no. The French. I love the team. Just sucks that they're in last now. Like, I just want to say their names more. Like, or hear Leaf say the name.
Yeah, Leaf.
The French Canadian, man.
Man.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I just want to record it, just listen to it, to fall asleep to.
Yeah, okay.
I just threw my phone.
Just threw your phone. I got it for you.
Thanks, man. Look at this. We're in real life.
Yeah.
If I dropped it at my house, that's it. It's over.
Yeah, you'd be screwed.
I'm like I'm never getting that
when
again.
you drop your analog sticks off your controller.
It really did fall, and he finally saw it. He didn't understand what I was talking about.
My God.
But here, I'm actually going to grab the controller. It's right here because I brought it.
Okay, so the best,
this is the Elite controller. The stick comes off. So I must have like flicked it off like with my thumb and didn't realize between games. So I went to go play.
And this is the controller I use. There's no way you can pull.
Oh God! No!
I got it.
I got it.
I got it. Oh my gosh! But
magnets, man.
It was hilarious because it was during the Get Merked stream, the infamous Get Merked stream. And you started you just started saying, my analog stick popped off. And I'm like, well, how is that possible? How on earth can you break a joystick?
I was not lying.
I believe you now. Until I saw it with my own eyes, I didn't believe you. But Rocket League Trainer, how did you find it? Can people download on Reddit? Or?
Yeah, like just Google Rocket League Trainer. The site should come up right away, and all the subreddits with all the shots and all that stuff. They have shots on their site. But there's not a ton on there, I think, right now. So it's mostly
I want somebody to post, like, just, here's all the best shots.
Yeah.
Right, but...
yeah, it's going to take a little work. I might do that like, when we have some off time, then I might start looking in, like, here's the playlist that I think are really good, and try and, like, recommend those. So
okay.
Look out for that.
Rocket League Trainer. That brings us to our next topic, which is something that I feel very strongly about. I don't know how much you have felt.
I could care less.
Okay, yes. I mean, and, you know, it is one of my biggest flaws is how super competitive I am. Like, yes. I am so super competitive. And we're talking about the ranked reset. So, Season 3, full clean slate, like, 100% wiping of MMR and unranked and ranked and everything. Now, everyone's starting back at ground
100, I guess, technically. Yes. Technically, it's 100. The only thing that pisses me off about this is that no one understands it. So everyone's like, I was Superstar last time. Why am I Prospect 3 after placements? That's the thing that pisses me off the most. Because obviously, like, I'm a bigger like community guy. Like, same with you, and we just get those questions all the time. And I'm like, God damn it.
It is a
Do I have to
full
explain
reset.
this again? Yeah.
Yes.
So that's it. But go ahead and talk about why you hate everything.
So I'm not. It's not that I hate everything. It's just talking about it. You know, it's therapeutic to talk about it. So I'm trying to do that here. So me being hyper competitive, I want to have a good experience in matchmaking. But and so far it has been good. Like I have enjoyed it for the most part. Like it's and all of the like the problems though. The problems though are like problems that are going to be super hard to solve. But for one of the things that was not part of this, which they announced will be part of it, but wasn't at launch, was the fact that they're not limiting the playing of friends. Like they said that if you are 3 tiers away from a friend, you cannot play with that person.
Yeah, in ranked.
So it's like so Challenger 1 wouldn't be able to play with Rising Star, right? Yeah. You'd have to be at least Challenger 2.
Yep.
So and now they didn't have that in, and now we have seen instances of like. Boosting, and then even like there was a post on the subreddit today, and it's Friday today, of somebody who like a champion got matched with a Silver 1 or like a Prospect 1 player, and they weren't even partied.
Oh yeah.
So like that was mind blowing. Yeah. But for the most part, we have seen some boosting as well. We've seen some boosting as well with people getting like there was one somebody who boosted up to Grand Champion in 91 games. Yes. Playing with like prospect level players, so it was a bit interesting, like why they didn't add that in. I think the logic was
like I don't understand it at all. Like some people are like, well, then we wouldn't be able to play with friends right away. But no, you would because right now their ranking system is just a grind. So as long as your friend doesn't play 200 games, he's not going to rank up really quickly anyway. But like the whole point of the rank reset is to try and limit smurfing and boosting. And they didn't limit the boost.
Yeah. So we now see like people getting up really quick because of that. I would have preferred. Like,
maybe it was a bug.
I think the argument, and maybe it was a bug. Maybe it was a bug. But there's also people who are saying like, well, give it some time because, you'll play 10 games and you'll be, 3 divisions away from your friends. You won't be able to play. Well, my counter-argument to that is, well, tell your friends to play 10 games so they can rank up so they can play with you.
Yeah. Because the whole point is to make fairer games, and because people complain when it's like one superstar with 2 prospects, like, even if they're not boosting, if that's like their legit rank, it's just not as much fun because the superstar is going to take over the whole game, and then like the 3 on the other team know like we just have to worry about this one player, and that's not really what Rocket League's about. It should be 3 somewhat around the same skill level versus 3 somewhat of the same skill level. So it just ruins the experience of the game, and that's why like most games do that. Is there's boosting, but it's also just so we don't get such like a disparity in ranks. Like League of Legends does it, because if you had a diamond versus like gold, the diamond's just going to win his lane so hard that the whole game gets unbalanced and it doesn't really work.
And one interesting concept employed from another game as well, StarCraft actually has it where when you have different teams, like each different team combination has their own rank. So like me, you, and Carpet as a team would have a different team rank than me, you, and Leaf. And same with me, you, and like anytime the team composition changes, that team has their own rank. That would be,
or just make it so you can have like 5 people on a team and just like you have a rank. Sure, like if someone else gets subbed in, then you're a little bit worse, but then you just deal with it. Mm-hmm. Like that might be easier for them to do. I'm not sure. Who knows? Because that's what they used to do in SARP. So
and we also just might be seeing statistical outliers too, right? The ranked reset just happened. And we have so many new players that eventually, like, people will start getting better and rising up.
Yeah.
But, like, right now, it just feels like even at rising star and shooting star level, like, there's just not that many people to play against. So, like, queue times are getting longer.
And then it's hard because, like, say you're a challenger, like, elite. It's just a crapshoot. Because you could have actual challenger elite players that have played a ton to rank up there, while you have some that have only played, like, 20 games because you have to climb. That, like, you can't tell how good your teammates are, which is really confusing in threes, because you're like, oh, I'm going to set this ball up. Oh, wait, he just completely missed that ball?
Yeah.
Or, like, he just did a freestyle aerial? You can't tell.
It's so much anxiety. Like, anytime there's a ball going on net, and it's, like, a super easy save, I'm like, he's not going to save it. He's not going to save it. Oh, my God, he's not going to save it. So,
but, like, that problem I'm fine with, because it's like, it's a rank reset. The thing I don't like is that you have to grind to get back up to like a grand champion. It shouldn't take that long. They did try and remedy that with the win streak bonus, where you actually play against tougher opponents, which is really good. But it still takes a little bit too long.
Yeah, I think, and really, like, I'm going to reserve my judgment on the whole like ranked reset and stuff for a couple more weeks. Like, I'm going to give it a couple more weeks, maybe even a month, to see if like more people start rising up. Because right now, like, it just doesn't feel like there's a lot of people up, like, who have grinded up to the ranks where we're playing yet.
Yeah.
So like Blues kind of feels like a wasteland a little bit, like longer wait times, things like that. So we'll go ahead and I'm just gonna wait and see. But like it has had some early frustrations, which is understandable because like we're part of the group that has experience playing in all the past seasons and continues to play like every day a lot. So we're bound to get ahead of people and have to be waiting.
But like I'm fine with the whole reset. Like if they find problems though and fix them for the next season, because that's the whole point of this. And like my main issues are they wanted to limit boost and then they didn't at the start.
Yeah, totally. And then one of the other things too, and I think Corey said it, is like, whoa, like don't get me wrong, we're not fixing these problems. We're like trying to address them, and then also we're going to like use this as a data set. Like they're trying to learn from it. So hopefully they're learning a lot. Yeah. But one thing too, before we move on from this segment, is like I don't know why guests are allowed to queue in matchmaking.
Yeah, we just did that today, and we're like, what? We can play competitive? So of course we did, because why not? It was fun, but we only played like one game.
But it was funny. Guests should not be allowed to match.
It's really weird that guests are allowed because they take their rank, which means you can probably boost even quicker. But
hopefully that's a bug or something. But hopefully that gets addressed because like you're saying, that can be abused. It's weird and it can be abused.
Yeah. And that's what we gotta like worry about is all the abusive ways that they can do it, and hopefully they can remedy those. I can't say that word today.
Remedy.
I know remedy. Okay.
Remedy.
But yeah, like if the French were here, it'd be so much easier. But like I do like the rank reset. like, of course, it's going to be a crapshoot right now, which is kind of fun in its own way, but also super frustrating, especially in threes. Twos, it's fine, because you can usually do enough on your own that it doesn't matter. Threes is
Solo threes has been...
It's wild. It's super wild.
Oh, I was streaming solo threes, and, like, there was one time where we got a game, and I was going to be with Hawkshot, and then somebody didn't get in, like it was the reserve slot, and he didn't get in, and then I get a next game, and it was freaking Wasteland. And then one of the guys was he was really green. Like, and God bless him, he was trying his heart out. But, like, I got so tilted and mega triggered. Like, I was mega triggered. So, yeah, solo standard. It's starting to get better because I'm starting to get up there. I'm just outside the top 100. But, yeah, the whole full reset thing has been quite an experience.
Yeah. But we'll see how it goes. It's going to take a couple months, probably. Like, that's also why my Spud to Stud stuff, I did all from the last batch, and I have it throughout this whole month. And I'm going to wait on it and then see what I'm going to do with it. But, yeah, we'll see where it goes from here. Next topic, though, James, Gamer Saloon League. Here we go. So there's going to be a North America Pro League, or League Series, whatever you want to call it, like a season. And it's going to be 8 teams from North America that battle out over, I guess it would be 8 weeks total. 7 weeks of like a regular season where you play one best of 5. And then there'll be playoffs for $1,500. And the greatest part is, I'm running the league.
Oh, wow.
And
all hail King Gibbs.
The second best part, James Bond is casting the league.
And Carpet as well.
And Carpet.
Yeah, Carpet definitely not.
We tried to get like a giraffe, but instead we didn't get Carpet. It was rough.
You know, we settled. We definitely settled.
So qualifiers will be July 14th. I'm going to take the 8 teams from groups, like if they all want to be a part of it, and then I'm going to grab 4 other teams. I'm going to look at power rankings. I'm going to look at teams that are just forming, because right now North America is a little bit of a wasteland after that top 8, which is the same in Europe too, because a lot of teams are like, well, RLCS is over, so what am I playing for? So this is going to be that good gap between like whatever RLCS does next, and I'm going to allow the top 8 teams in North America to battle out each week. I'm planning on doing map diversity. We'll see if the players want it or not. I'm still going to talk to players and figure it out.
Did you mention the possibility of...
There's something.
Oh, dude.
All right.
I don't...
No, I'll mention it.
All right.
There's a possibility, if the players want, I will allow a hoops map. Hey, it'll be fun to cast. It'll be fun to watch.
It'll be a shit show is what
it'll be fun. We'll see. Players will probably say no. I'll leave that one up to the players. But expect some map diversity if they want it. And it should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it'll be cool. I know, like, with that break, I would not be surprised to see RLC do stuff as well.
Yeah, like
there's going to be there's going to be a lot of awesome Rocket League stuff going on between the RLCS. So it's going to be fun, and it's all going to be back to like our roots, right? Like all of the online stuff, which is what we've been doing all along. Yep. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
So look for that Thursday nights. You'll see James Bott and Carpet casting it. I'll be behind the scenes and in the chat. I'll be doing stats, and we'll be probably doing some video segments as well throughout the cast that I'll probably do, and it should be a lot of fun. It'll be like a test run for Gamer Saloon, and if it does really well, they'll put some more money into the prize pools, maybe bigger tournaments as well, so we'll get more teams involved, and it's just good for the community to get more leagues up and running that do well. So come out and support us. It'll be on twitch.tv/GamerSaloon. Look at James's pretty face the entire time, except when matches are happening. But besides that, it'll be a lot of fun, and hope to see you guys there.
Yeah.
July 14th, qualifiers.
Awesome. Great.
Next up, we'll go back to RLCS.
All right.
Group predictions.
Okay, let me...
James, I need a 6-sided coin for North America. I do not... I guess a die.
You need a 1d6.
I just need a die. What the hell is wrong, man?
It's a 1d6.
Oh, Jesus.
Roll your 1d6.
Damn D&D player.
Dude, don't hate me.
Oh, I'm hating. Dude, it's too late for me. I probably wouldn't do it anyway, but it's too late for me. Sorry, Seismic. I love you, but
so
not that much.
So we'll start off in North America, just because that seems like the most straightforward one.
All right. Are we just going to go through matches and just pick a quick winner quickly?
I say let's
do it overall.
Let's do overall
and the key matches.
Let's pick who's going to finish top 4, and then everything else doesn't matter.
That's true. Well, 5th matters for flying.
Okay,
yeah.
Whatever.
We'll
do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever.
Do you want to start? Because I have no idea.
Yeah, so we'll start out with North America here then. So right now we've got Kings of Urban and Genesis up on top. Yeah, they're 12-8. And then Retrospect, Exodus, iBuyPower, and Lucky Bounce are all 11-9. And then
we're dying.
Mocket is 8-12. Yeah, it's that freaking
daily grind.
Daily grill.
It's rough.
Yeah, I had onion rings.
I had one of them, so that's what happened to me. And just imagine, he had like 20. So.
They actually
only like 8.
Yeah, they really skimped on this one, which is probably good for my health.
But like that means 4-star review instead of 5 stars. So just letting you know, daily grind.
Just 3.5 actually is where I would go.
Wow, all right.
But in A, yeah. So right now, I'm thinking top 4. I do think Cosmic and Kings are going to be in it. I do think they have a spot. Whether they finish 1 and 2. I don't know, because they have to play each other.
The question is, who plays Selfless? That's the question. Whoever plays Selfless is making the playoffs.
So Lucky Bounce will play Selfless.
Cosmic plays Selfless.
Cosmic.
And Exodus. There you go. I have 3 of my playoff teams. I am going to rule out Kings of Urban.
Wow, really?
Genesis.
So let's start 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Okay, yeah, you're getting
Kings of Urban have a really tough schedule. They have Lucky Bounce, who've been on the upswing. Cosmic, who the hell knows how that's going to go? No one knows. Usually Cosmic beats Kings for some reason, even though a lot of people think Kings is the better team. And then they have Genesis as the last game of the day, which could be for like the 1 seed or the 5 seed, like depending on how that game goes, because everyone's so close. For some reason, we love Genesis. I don't know why, but I think they'll make it. I don't know why, but I'm going to give Retrospect number 1. Because they have a pretty easy schedule. They have Lucky Bounce. What else they got here? They have Genesis and Mocket. Actually, it's not as easy as I thought.
Yeah, this is
so hard.
Yeah, it's really, really hard. So I'm just going to pick some random teams.
Just go.
Okay?
I'm not even going to look at matchups anymore. I'm not even going to do it.
All right. Okay, here we go. I think it is going to be King... Wow. This is hard. I don't know what to do. This is really rough.
This is the biggest day of their lives.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to say Cosmic is going to step up. They will step up, and they will finish number 1. I think Exodus will finish number 2. And I think Kings will finish number 3. And honestly, I think Retro might finish number 4. Because Genesis has a really hard day. But
yeah.
And then I would put Genesis at 5.
But at the same time, they have a hard day, which also means they control more of it. Because they play all the teams that they have to beat. I just don't know if they will beat them.
Their hugest, they actually play, Retrospect plays Genesis. So that is going to be a really big series for those guys.
So you're not even going to, so Genesis not making the line,
huh?
Well, they still could. If they come in 5th and Retro comes in 4th after playoffs, Genesis would still make it.
Really?
Yes.
Dang.
But
I have to look at the points.
It's so tight.
It is so tight in A.
I can't give it to Cosmic. I can't give them number 1 here. They looked really rough last week, besides a couple games where they blow people out. Maybe they get their rotations out. They do play Selfless. And I'm thinking they'll 5-0 them, but it's their last series. At that point, they'll need the 5-0. Maybe that pressure builds, or maybe Selfless just gives up entirely. So actually, that might help them a lot, having to play Selfless last, because Selfless is going to have probably a bad day at the start, and then be like, who the fuck cares? Let's just finish this off, and let's get out of here. But they play Kings, and Mocket, I don't think Mocket is done just yet. They had a rough day last week, but Mocket is known to be able to beat some of these teams. I think Mocket will make this interesting, and maybe take Cosmic to a 3-2, either way.
This is shaping up to be like a 1 point makes the difference.
It really is. Those 4-1s, or if one team gets a 5-0 against one of their peers, that will be huge. And for some reason, I think Genesis is going to step up. I think Exodus number 1. Cosmic number 2. I think they'll still get it. 3, I'm going to give Genesis. No, Retrospect will get number 3. Genesis will get number 4 over Kings of Urban, who they play last. That'll be for a playoff spot. Genesis will come up big. Unlike last time, when they lost after having the lead in Game 7, Genesis will right the wrongs. They got rid of Moses, who was a spy for Kings of Urban. So now they have the team to beat Kings of Urban. Kings will somehow fall to 5th. I am completely pulling this out of my ass. A Lucky Bounce might win the whole fucking thing. Who the hell knows where they're going to finish? They also play Selfless. I have no idea. Literally no idea.
In A, I feel like we should just be like blindfolded and throwing in a dartboard.
All right, Kings of Urban 6th, Lucky Bounce 5th. We're just going for it. I don't know why I'm throwing Kings of Urban on the bus. I think Sam's going to get food poisoning tonight, and that's why he's coming sick.
He's going to have a terrible set of dumps.
He's going to break in the middle of the game. Yeah. Too many onion rings, sad. Don't eat onion rings, sad. No sushi.
Yeah, no sushi.
No sushi like Golden Boy.
Oh, man. So, yeah, completely unintelligible predictions for North America. And that brings us to the safe prediction zone of EU, which is pretty much the easiest thing. It's the complete opposite of NA.
I think Flipside beats Weedham Girls out. I think they're looking like we want to win everything nowadays for some reason. I don't know why they want to do it now. Weedham Girls number 2. Like, those two are top 2, no matter what. Like, Maki hasn't really had a tough schedule. They played Weedham Girls this week, I believe, and Supersonic Avengers. Supersonic Avengers might come back up and get that 3rd. Unlikely, though. They are 4 games back. So, I'll say Supersonic Avengers beats Maki, but they don't catch up to them in the stand-ins, and they get 4th. Maki gets 3rd. Flying Dutchman get an easy 5th. Like, I even think the last game between Supersonic Avengers and Flying Dutchman might not matter much. Like, it might be like Supersonic Avengers needs 1 game to, like, clinch over Flying Dutchman, and then the rest won't matter. So that's where I'm putting that. The last 3, I honestly don't care.
Well, it's pretty much, it's Flipside, Weedham Girls, Mocket, Supersonic Avengers, Flying Dutchman. And then the bottom 3 is like...
It doesn't really matter because the points won't matter.
The Flying Dutchman, again, though, they're probably so happy that all those new teams made it in. Yeah. They pretty much got
and like, hats off to them. Like, they made it in, like, in Europe, which is really hard to make it in. It's just they're playing probably 5 out of the top 7 teams in the world right now.
Yeah, prepare yourselves for so many Dogu memes in chat. Yeah. Like, that's all it is when the Flying Dutchman play.
I'm going to actually take back Supersonic Avengers. I'm going to put them 3rd.
You're going to put a 3rd?
I think they're going to 4-1 mock it. And if they 4-1 mock it, they have a chance. If any other result, they don't have a chance at 3rd.
Golden Boy is trying to FaceTime me. Should I? Go for it.
All right, let's go for it. You can always edit this out.
All right, well.
Yo. Oh, it's connected.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, boys.
What up? We're actually in the middle of our podcast. What's going on? It's fine. It's Golden Boy.
Yeah, anything for the global icon.
I just wanted to show you guys my view.
Oh, fuck you.
You know.
So, what a dick.
Share this with my friends.
Oh man.
They can enjoy with me.
Here, let me do the same for you.
Look at our view.
Look at that.
Look at this beautiful view.
Are you guys playing Gang Beasts?
Yeah,
we were before, yeah.
We were.
I'm so jealous. I want to play Gang Beasts.
So there you go.
You're like, you're at the ocean right now, and you say you want to play Gang Beasts.
Gang Beasts on the ocean. That's the best thing.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's kind of nuts. Like, you look out, like there's literally nothing. Like, it's just water as far as your eye can see. Which I'm blind, so I can't. But how was our rehearsal today? Everything good?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Did you get onion rings?
I did actually. So.
No way. Are you fucking kidding me?
I did get onion rings.
You did first thing.
Always.
What the fuck? Dude, you have a problem?
I do.
He does. There's many problems, but
to be like your girlfriend, which I wouldn't mind. But you know, like just knowing that your breath smells of just onion, garlic, fries,
the best.
Anyway, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you guys.
It's fine. Enjoy your.
I'm
vacation.
so glad you FaceTimed. I'm gonna just do this as our default communication method from now on.
Not as our default. No. I tried to default. Fuck me. I tried to FaceTime Sharkside, and he didn't pick up.
Ouch.
And I'm like, all this time that he's He's trying to FaceTime me. And this fucking dick won't pick up the damn phone.
Oh.
So bad. Anyway, my Snapchat's been fire. You know, bless up. I'll let you boy. Anyway, alright, I'll let you guys do your thing.
Later, man.
See you, GB.
Check. Hit me up, okay?
Yeah,
Will
no
do.
problem.
Everything get taken care of with the booking for you, okay?
Yes, I'm good to go.
Good. Alright, cool. Alright, guys. Talk to you later.
Alright,
Bye.
Later.
See ya.
Peace.
That was Golden Boy.
Yeah, that was golden.
I don't know if we're going to keep any of that because
No.
we might not be able to hear it.
Yeah, we'll probably edit
Like,
it.
if we can hear it, we might keep it.
Yeah, maybe.
But either way, we'll talk about it a lot
All right,
now,
hold on.
so then he can't edit it out.
All right, yeah. Moment of silence, and then we'll pick up with EU predictions. All right, so EU predictions.
I don't even know. Don't even know anymore.
Oh, wait,
Cincinnati
where were we?
Avengers might get the third spot only if they 4-1 Maki EU. That's the only way they get it. It doesn't really matter because you're going to have to play Flipside or Freedom Girls. I feel like both those are on par, that it doesn't matter who you face out of those two. I don't know which one Flipside or Freedom Girls wants to play either, because Flipside and Maki EU played last week off stream, and Flipside only won 3-2, so they might want to play Super Sonic Avengers.
Yeah, but it was pretty late in the day. By then, Marky and Mike were probably completely wasted.
That's true.
So-
And Super Sonic Avengers started heating up towards the end. Who knows? All we know is we're going to have 3 teams most likely going to the LAN no matter what. Like after this weekend, Maki EU, Freedom Girls on Flipside. The only other one is if Super Sonic Avengers makes playoffs, they have to win it all to beat the Flying Dutchman.
So EU, pretty predictable.
Yes. And literally North America, we have no idea.
Yeah.
Literally none.
Just, we're like, all right, let's
Like,
just...
I just put Kings of Urban 6th. I don't know why. They're probably going to come in first.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
nobody knows. For all, oh god, yeah.
It's going to be insane tomorrow.
That's
Tomorrow's going to be the big
I'm
day.
excited. But
It's gonna be
anyway,
awesome.
yeah. So that brings us to the end of the podcast. We'll
Q&A,
get the
we'll
Q&A. Yeah, before we close out. So we didn't. We had a few come in, but we're only going to do a couple. We'll keep this to be. I'll keep this one as a shorter show. But we have a question here from Kuro Tenchi. He says, Gibbs, Jamespot, does NA have a chance against the European teams? IPP could be the best in the world. And then he mocks me for saying that. But does NA have a chance against the EU?
Well, James, just don't say anything too harsh after game 1 of any of these series, and then we'll be fine.
Yes. IBP's looking majestic.
If North America brings a 6-die side, what's it called? 1d6, and rolls a 6.
A D6, I guess.
A
I don't know.
D6, I don't know these terms. They have a chance, but it's... Like, I think they have a chance against the 3rd and 4th. Like, I think whoever gets the 1 seed going into the LAN is actually in a good spot. Because they'll play the Flying Dutchman. I'm not saying Flying Dutchman...
Cosmic and Kings could
walkover.
probably take on Dutchman,
Yeah.
but Dutchman could just as easily
Oh, yeah,
beat
yeah. Like,
them,
Dutchman
right?
could beat them.
Like, but if
But
you
that's
say
the
the
best
fourth,
matchup.
the 4th place team in NA, don't think they have a shot against
No.
Freedom Girls or Flipside.
Like, 1 and 2, maybe some other North America could beat Maki EU. It's possible. It could be close. But it's going to be hard for them to make... Like, some people are saying top 3 might be all Europe. Very possible.
Honestly, like,
Very possible.
it is super possible.
I think North America will get at least a 3rd. I think they'll beat out Maki EU. I don't think Maki EU is as good as they used to be, but they show up when they need to, so...
And the
who knows?
beautiful thing is this is all going to be on land. Like, we will be able to put this... What is the saying? Put this horse to pasture? Put this...
Put this argument to rest. Yeah, horse to rest.
There was some... Put this...
Turtle on its back? I don't know.
Put this turtle on its back. Whatever. I
Put
tried
this
to-
cat in the fire?
these-
I don't know.
God, these idioms are just too hard
Too good.
for me. But,
I mean,
but
yeah.
I to answer your question, does NA have a chance? I completely agree with Gibbs. Cosmic and Kings would I would even say Exodus and Genesis would have a shot at like beating Flying Dutchman.
Right now, North America, yeah.
But really,
It's possible.
it's clear that the top teams in EU are better or look way better than.
But
NA.
they look better in their mom's basement. They're going to be playing in front of 1,000 people, and no one knows how the nerves are
Live
gonna play.
audience too, right?
Yeah, live
live
audience.
audience, like people.
Yeah, no one
Bring-
knows how that's going to play, especially with all the production value and the whole week where they have to do like fan meet and greets and all this stuff, and then like if they go out partying every night with the players, while some teams might be practicing,
Might not even wake up.
they
He
might.
might not even wake
Well,
up.
Crow, yeah. Please set like 5 alarms because knowing him, he won't wake up. But so that's a huge X factor. Like I think if like there was 0 ping and they played in their normal environments, Europe's got this on lock. But since it's a LAN, I honestly have no idea who's going to get nervous. I doubt, Flipside would. Cookseer might. But I think Mike and Mark are so, natural that they wouldn't. But the rest of the teams, I honestly have no idea.
Yeah.
So, it's going to be fun. Make sure you watch.
Hell yes.
Or come out. There's still tickets on sale, I think.
I'm just, I am super excited for the games, but mostly, I'm very excited to meet a bunch of people.
It's going to be
It's going to be so awesome.
I was telling Dirk, I'm like, we're going to need 20 dinners over a course of 5 days because of the amount of people that we want to sit down and hang with.
Yeah, we'll need some kind of lounge area.
Yeah, from players to developers.
And we're going to need a bunch of Rocket League stations.
Yes.
Because I don't want to not be playing a lot of Rocket League.
I assume in every hotel room they're going to have.
Yeah, we'll probably.
All the players are going to have.
I wonder if you could. Well, yeah. Well, we should do a tournament after. But
well they might want to play and practice on their own. So who knows?
We'll figure it out.
It's going to be crazy.
Next question comes from Carne Bro. He says, "Gibbs, JamesBot, what Rocket League or what Rocket Lab maps would you like to see polished and included in ranked? And what should Psyonix change with them?"
All of them.
Yeah, I think you actually called Underpass, didn't you?
Maybe. It was definitely the most popular map, and everyone knew that. And the changes they made is extremely promising for future maps that they bring in, because
the slanted backboard on Underpass was the worst, and they fixed that.
Yes, because Cosmic we think is basically ready, besides bigger goals. And then, maybe they tweak that backstop to be a little bit less of a incline, and that would be perfect. So Cosmic's probably the next one on the list, I would think. Retropia seems like they've been playing around with. I'm not sure if they're playing around with it to make it go live or just to see how they want the map to be. That one could work, if they smooth everything out.
That one's so crazy, though. Honestly, if I could pick one map...
That's kind of why I like it.
Yeah. I know you like the weird freaking crap.
I do like the weird... it's a normal-ish map. It just stays on one wall, but, it's just offense, defense. I want 3 offensive pushes, which is nice. Yeah. But it is weird.
Pillars? Do you think Pillars actually has a shot?
I haven't played Pillars 3v3 yet.
I haven't played it a high level with anyone.
Yeah, it's good. I just... you would probably need a little bit of tweaking. I think the Pillars, in the middle, it creates a lot of good scoring opportunities. The ball is just rarely in the middle of the map. But if you're playing with a good team, they'll probably be able to set it up into the middle much better than when I'm playing 4v4s.
Yeah, it'll really make accuracy on clears highly important. Right? Yeah. If you're really able to clear right into the middle. But yeah, I haven't really... but again, if I had to pick one map, for them to polish and put in, it'd be Cosmic.
Yeah, I think Double Goal, if tweaked, I don't think it's perfect right now, but if that was tweaked, I think that map could actually be really good for rank 2.
Yeah, but to me, I like Double Goal because I think it plays pretty similar to, the standard maps, and, the only thing that's really different is, the goal is, a triangle shape and it has 2 entrances. I like Cosmic because it will have some interesting bounces on the attack.
Yeah.
So, if they make the goals a little bit bigger, and then make a little bit more subtle out front, or even more defined or shorter. I don't know, but Cosmic is the one for me.
Yeah, for sure. I think everyone's saying Cosmic.
Cool. Well, I think that about wraps it up. I don't know how long we went. We went about an hour or so.
Oh, wow.
Well, that was with the Golden Boy FaceTime.
Then he's gonna have to edit out every time we say Golden Boy now.
Yeah.
Every time.
No. Golden Boy.
I hope that was picked up, because I would keep that in there. I would keep it in there either way, just for the hell of it, because it's hilarious.
Yeah, so, anyway, guys, that's it. DFH number 11, actually.
In real life. This is what happens when you reach the number 11 show. We get to meet each other.
Yeah, it's the land.
It's all because of you guys.
It's the DFH
For you guys
land.
watching, we're here.
Yes, this is
the only reason why.
Look.
This is the first time we met.
I'm trying to time it with the... I was trying to time it with the webcam, but it's slightly delayed. So I was... Yeah.
James is not professional.
Yeah, I suck. But anyway, guys, see you next time for DFH number 12.
Bye.